Hi, everyone. You've been listening to a song called You'll Never Walk Alone, and that's from a Broadway show called Carousel. It's one of my favorite memories at St. Genevieve. Is about 10 years ago, we did the show Carousel. We found out that it was President Carter's favorite Broadway show, so we took the entire cast and crew back to Plains, Georgia, and we performed the show there. And Shirley Jones, who's an Academy Award winner and starred in the film, heard about it, and she even went with us. And as a matter of fact, she opened the show that night by singing for the Carters and the audience who was gathered there. And it remains among one of my very top memories, positive memories of St. Genevieve. And believe me, I have hundreds, but that's got to be in the top 10. And one of the young ladies that performed in that play sent me a copy of what you were just listening to. And at the end of this broadcast, we're going to show it in its entirety. It's about 3 minutes long. And I suggest that you watch it because it's really beautiful. And I think that the message is more timely than ever. One of the lines in that song is, and don't be afraid of the dark. Well, sometimes it's hard not to be afraid. But one of the things that we teach our valiants is that it's okay to be afraid. But it's when you're afraid that valiants find their courage. And so these are uncertain times, and I'm sure there are many of you out there that from time to time get a little nervous, maybe even afraid, a little anxious. But remember, when we lean toward love, we lean away from fear. And so find people and things in this life to love. And it's hard to feel fearful. I have a few announcements for you that I think you'll want to know about. We'll be putting these online, but I wanted to mention to you that we are making a couple of changes to our calendar. And I want you to know why. First of all, on Friday, May 15th, we are going to have no classes that day. We have also decided that on Thursday, June 4th, is going to be our final day of classes, or at the high school, the final day for final examinations. And on Friday, June 5th, we are going to host an end-of-the-year closing ceremony for all of the students at elementary, all of the students at high school. This is for, we hope that families will tune in. Not sure what we're going to do. We know we're going to pray together. And but we've got some time to plan that. But we hope that you will all mark your calendars from preschool all the way up through our graduates for 11 o'clock on Friday, June 5th. Okay? from 11 o'clock to 12:30. It may not go that long, but we want you to reserve that window of time just in case we do. Okay, and now that's ending the school year about 5 days earlier than what we had intended. And it's also taking an extra day in May. And so we're doing that, quite honestly, because from what I'm hearing from our teachers, and I've been talking a lot with the teachers at both of our schools this last couple of weeks, and I know that they're in touch with you and your families. This has been hard. And the one thing that I'm really proud of, and I know that many of you are too, our teachers have been working hard. Our students are working hard, and it's been tiring. And so we decided that by starting next week, we're going to have 4-day weeks. Now, we already had some four-day weeks built into the calendar because of Memorial Day. And so those days will remain the same, but we are adding Friday, May 15th, and then we're going to cut the year short, and instead of ending Thursday, I think it was the 11th, we're going to be ending on Thursday the 4th, okay? And again, all of this will be online, but I wanted you to know why we're doing it, and I'm trusting that we're going to have your support on this. I mean, our teachers were given really about a weekend's notice that we were going to launch distance learning online, and I think we can all agree we're proud of our faculty. We are proud of our faculty. I really could not be any more proud than what I am, and I know, judging from the letters that I've gotten from many of you, you are too. So I also wanted to mention to you that we tend to do, a typical school year is 180 days, and at St. Genevieve, we tend to do 185, 190, sometimes 195. So we had extra days built into the school year. So even by cutting off a few days at the end of the year, we're going to be not only just fine, I think we're going to be ahead of most, quite honestly, based upon what I'm hearing out there. I also, that reminds me, talking about based upon what I'm hearing, I'm guessing that you're hearing some stories too about schools that weren't as equipped as we were and who weren't as ready as we were to handle the online learning and the distance learning. And, I think it's quite possible that next year there are going to be times when we may be asked to go back to doing some distance learning if there's a surge too of this virus. And I'm hoping that you will introduce us. We have an open house, a virtual online open house coming up for elementary school and for high school later on in May. And we're hoping that every St. Genevieve family, current family, will introduce us to 2 new families to our schools. Help us build our enrollment for next year. Would you please help us to get out the great news that is St. Genevieve, that is about the kind of faculty and staff that we have at this school? Help us spread that news. And so you may already have gotten a phone call, and if you haven't, you're going to be getting one because we're going to be reaching out to everybody, asking you to supply us with a couple of names so that we can reach out and invite people to at least attend our online open house that's coming up in May. And if our tech team is as good as I think they are, because I don't remember the date right now, but if they're as good as I think that they are, we're going to have those dates on the screen for you right now while I'm talking. We'll see how good they are. All right. But it's two separate dates. We're doing one for elementary school, one for high school, and it's later on in May. So be looking for that. More importantly, help us spread the great news of St. Genevieve, the gospel of St. Genevieve. It's all good, right? And finally, my final announcement for you today is regarding registration. And I know that there are all sorts of situations out there. I know we have families who have lost jobs, who are in danger of losing jobs. But it is very important that you are in communication with our school offices, and our offices are open. We actually have people here on campus 2 days a week, but you can call and leave a message, and our office staff is checking the phones all the time. And so we have people getting back to you within 48 hours should be the max, 48 business hours anyway. And so we're working hard on staying on top of things. It is important that you are communicating with us regarding your intentions for next year. And I know at this point that we have many people who have not re-registered for next year. And this year is a little different. Normally we can wait. But this year, under these circumstances, we may have to, if we don't have the enrollment, when I plan how many teachers we have at either school, it's based upon registration. And this year, I'm going to have to make contract offers to our teachers on May 15th. And if we do not have people registering, then I may have to let go of some of our staff, which is something that I don't want to do. I don't think you want us to do, especially if your intention is to come back. So it is key, ladies, gentlemen, mothers and fathers, and whoever is paying the registration fee for your family, that you are communicating with us. And so we are asking, if things are tight, we understand. And so we're going to ask that you at least pay half the registration fee by this Friday, the 8th. Friday, May 8th, half the registration fee. Please let us know what and if you've decided that for whatever reason you can't come back, you're not coming back, please let us know that too. And tomorrow we'll be sending out to all of you at both schools a list of people who to contact for service hours, who to contact for, I know some of you have been asking for refunds for certain fees, and who to contact for all of those sorts of things. But again, communication, a successful relationship, no matter what the relationship is only successful when there's good communication. So please let us hear from you, and please plan on paying half your registration fee by this Friday, May the 8th, so that we can make contract offers for next year for our teachers, okay? Because they need to know what lies in store for them. And I think that's all my announcements. Again, all of this will be online, but I did want to connect with you, even if it's on a video. And I'm asking you to stay tuned so that you can hear the full 3.5 minutes of You'll Never Walk Alone. You know, the words go, walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain. And though your dreams be tossed and blown, walk on, keep going. That's who we are as Valiants. We walk on, keep going, and I'll be seeing you soon. Thank you.